No Alan? Okay, surprising. What is up, y'all? Welcome back to... Man, these cars sound beautiful. Welcome back to the Shining Stars series here on ESPN for the second straight season. We're here on ESPN. Chris Mack is your pole sitter here from Daytona. Came oh so close to winning it last season. Looking to do so here tonight. Quick 15 lapper, like usual, or like last year. And we got some of the best of the best in the field. For Season 2 of the Shining Stars series, Elio Castroneves is back. Wow. An inverted version of the top two finishers from last season is your starting, it's the front row for your starting lineup. Then you've got Kevin Harvick in the 29 and Scott Sharp in the row behind them. Steve Kinzer and Dale Earnhardt Jr. behind them. Danny Lasowski, Danny the Dude Lasowski, and Sam Hornish Jr. right behind them. Kurt Busch and Jimmy Johnson. Bobby Gerhart and Frank Kimmel, the two Pro-Am Series drivers. Ryan Newman and Kyle Busch, rather, in the 18. Tony Stewart in the 14, Kenny Brack in the 41. Scott Dixon in the 9, and Jeff Gordon in the 6. Randy LaJoie, Casey Kane round out your field. Green flag is waving. We're racing here at Daytona. Sound pack's a little broken. I apologize. It's pretty quiet as well. I am aware, but I'll work on that by next video. 3 wide for the lead though as Harvick shoots to the front. The best of the best going at it here from Daytona. As we're 4 wide already. But these guys are some of the best. They can handle it. Never mind. No, they can't. Up in the outside wall. They're somehow able to keep it straight. No, they're not. Chris Mack just got nailed. And someone hit hard. And one car is flipping. It's Casey Kane. Oh, my goodness. A wild flip there for Kane here at Daytona. Kenny Brack involved. Elio Castroneves. Kyle Busch, excuse me. Racing back to the caution flag. Here comes Harvick. Leading the field back to the yellow. Kurt Busch right behind him. Harvick leads. And a wild wreck here from Daytona. Let's go back and see what happened. That wreck was happening about 10 seconds before it actually happened. They were 4 wide. Someone got hooked up into the outside wall. They kept it straight, and then they didn't. There it was. Matt gets pushed into the wall. Oh, man. Oh, no. And then, oh, wow. Casey Kane. Okay, so let's slow this down. Let's slow it down and break it down here. So, after the contact was made that pushed Chris Mack into the outside wall, Elio Castroneves gets into the back of him. That sends him sideways down the racetrack. He's trying to hang on to it, but it sends him down the track right into... Who's he going to catch here? Kenny Brack and Ryan Newman. Oh, no, Newman just avoids getting collected, but Kenny Brack gets collected. Kyle Busch with nowhere to go. Brack goes up, slams Mack into the outside wall, just sandwiched his car, destroyed him. So our front row and our top 2 from last season as well, both out of the race after 1 lap. Casey Kane runs into Kyle Busch as he spun down the racetrack, and he hits that transition from the banking to the apron and just rolls over. And he goes over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times for Kasey Kahne. Wow. Let's watch that again here at full speed. Oh, man. Let's ride with Kasey. Now he's further back. He's starting to lose the draft. He's trying to catch back up. He sees the smoke, checks up a little bit, sees a hole, and then closes up. Wow. Wild ride for Kasey there. But luckily he is all right. Everyone's okay. Thank goodness. On board with Kyle Busch. Did a great job checking up, but just had nowhere to go. And then there's Kasey. Man. Slow that down. Let's watch it one more time. Just how bizarre that flip was. We've never seen a car just roll. I mean, we have at lower speeds seen cars just kind of tip over, but not at these speeds. The car just hits and spins sideways at just the right angle to just whoop up and over. Just kind of tripped over itself and over it went. So there goes Kasey Kahne flipping, rolling, up and over. A wild tumble for Kasey Kahne in his first start here in the Superstar, or excuse me, in the Shining Stars series. That's back. There we go. That was a wild crash. Well, we're only 2 laps in, or yeah. So let's go ahead and get to this restart. First double file restart of Speed Weeks. Here we go. Green flag is back in the air. Uh-oh. Over here dropping stuff. Getting up to speed down the backstretch here. The field getting a little thinner after that last wreck, but still trucking. Got a couple cars exiting pit road. Elio Castroneves, I believe, just came out of the pits. It's got no hood on that car, and will likely end up lapping him soon. But hopefully that's not the case. But the racing here is not slowed down at all. We got multiple rows of 3 wide throughout the field. Dale Earnhardt Jr., the Super Speedway ace, has worked his way up to the lead and is now looking to hold on to it. Who's that? Danny the Dude, a dirt racing guy. Danny Lasowski. Oh, trouble. Contact behind. A big one strikes at Daytona. And another car rolls slowly. It's Scott Dixon. Something about these cars with these transitions, man. Earnhardt leads the race back to the caution flag, and Dixon's on his roof. Man, oh man, our defending champion of this series, Scott Dixon, upside down here from Daytona. What happened here? Looks like, who is that? Somebody was trying to side draft it there. Sam Hornish, I believe, trying to, it's all up against the door. I believe he got side drafted. One went up, the other came down. A little bit of contact. Now he's trying to move back down in front of Scott Sharp. Sharp already has his nose in there. A little bit of contact is made. Sharp goes around. There's Kimmel and a bunch of them. Nowhere to go. And watch Scott Dixon comes down off the banking and just whoop. Slow roll over. Now we've only seen this maybe once at Daytona, maybe twice, you know. Um, but twice in one race. I mean, goodness, that's just insane to me. Like that's so bizarre. To see this happen twice in one race. Cars just coming down off the banking at just the right angle to just topple over. I mean, that's really strange. Dixon with a slow roll under his roof. Now they're gonna flip that car back over. It's still rolling or it's still running, so he'll be able to. I mean, it's likely still running. I don't know. He has it off at the moment, obviously, but based on the damage that Dixon has, it doesn't look too bad. So he'll probably be able to fire it back up. And as I say that, there he is, and continue on in this race. Now he won't be competitive, obviously, with the other damage that he has to the car, and obviously the damage to the engine that comes from being upside down like that. But he'll definitely be able to try and finish this race and get as many points as he can out of it. Anyone that's out of the race will benefit, or Cashin Neves would have benefited from anyone coming out of the race in that wreck, but he's out of the race now, so that doesn't even matter. Dale Jr. continues to lead here from Daytona, as most of the field has been wiped out. Battle of the dirt guys back here. The dude, Danny Lasowski, side by side with Steve Kinser. Now, I know what you're thinking. There's 2 number 9 cars in the field. Yeah, we're starting to get away from caring about double numbers. So if drivers want to switch to just their regular old number that they drive in their respective series, cool, they can. And if they happen to, conflict with another driver's number, cool. I'll just put a 0 in front of it, But treating it more like the all-star game of such, where NBA players all just kind of, they wear their own numbers. Back when it was just East versus West and not team, superstar versus team superstar, you would see players wearing the same number because that's the number that they play on their team for. As we have a run for the lead, Jimmy Johnson, MG Cup teammate to Dale Jr. Jr.'s probably taught him a little something. So it's not surprising to see that Jr. is caught by Johnson here. Now Johnson, will he make that move? Is the real question. Not yet, but look at Steve Kinser. He's got a big run. He's going to catch these 2 as well. So now with Kinser coming, that's going to put Johnson in the position. Does he block or does he stay with Junior? He's going to stay with Junior here. Junior's going to stay with Johnson for now. He's going to move down, block the run from Kinser on the bottom. For the most part, I think he want to bring Johnson with him, or at least try to keep these 2 side by side so he can rebuild that gap, and that's exactly what's happening. He's rebuilding the gap as they're side by side behind him. Ryan Newman up into the mix, along with Bobby Gerhart. Gerhart, the only Pro-Am Series driver left in the field, as Kimmel got taken out in that big wreck earlier. Harvick, Cashin Neves is still on the track. I thought he was out of the race. Kyle Busch and Scott Dixon are being caught by the field here, so that's going to be interesting. Oh boy. Oh, it looks like they're making it through cleanly for the most part. Gerhart did get slightly checked up as he caught those two at an awkward position or an awkward time, but for the most part, they got by him cleanly. They held their line. The lap cars held their lines, and the field was able to navigate their way through cleanly. So that's pretty good. Unfortunately, Gerhart and LaJoy are going to lose the draft along with Hornish. LaJoy, obviously, if you've watched the inaugural season of Grand National Series racing, as we come to the white flag, LaJoy's name is going to sound familiar to you because while he didn't run full time that season, he won ran up front a good amount of the time. So, yeah, that's why he got invited here. As we head through 1 and 2 for the final time, Dale Jr. has a pretty big gap. They're battling hard for second behind him there. So this is what he likes to see in his mirror. Unfortunately, that battle has been settled. Jimmy Johnson clears out in front and now has a run on Jr. Can he catch him in time to make any moves? Doesn't look like he will. Jimmy Johnson trying to get there, but too little too late. Dale Earnhardt Jr. is going to win the Superstar, their Shining Stars Series race at Daytona. Now for the rest of the field, here comes Scott Sharp, Tony Stewart, Jeff Gordon, Kyle Busch, Scott Dixon, and Frank Kimmel was on track. This wasn't a contention. Kurt Busch was on the track as well. That's going to do it. Hope y'all enjoyed. If you did, hit that like button and subscribe. I hope to see y'all next time. And until then,